Hello and welcome back to another Kenn7 podcast. And joining me today is musician, Cop Connect founder, and just general legend, Marc Kenny. How are you doing, mate? You all right?
I am, mate. I'll take the first two, but I'm not sure about the legend bit.
Well, the legend bit comes from your musical career, but we'll get to that at some stage. So, I mean, the reason why I asked you to come on was that today Liverpool announced that they are, some plans for the pre-season. And, I got quite excited. I thought, I want to talk to someone about it. So, how do you feel about this time of the year? We've been a bit starved of football. Obviously, the Euros are on, but we haven't had any Liverpool stuff. All the lads are posting pictures of them on boats and stuff. How are you? I mean, are you super excited? Is that announcement this morning made you more excited for the season?
I can't wait. We're going into a new season. I think, was it a 34-man squad? We've got everyone's fit. I don't ever remember that happening. I think Van Dijk ruled himself out of the Euros. Trent, unfortunately picked up an injury that ruled him out of the Euros. Quite easily, any of them could have picked up a knock as well, as they usually do at the big tournaments. Plus, they end up coming back late as well. So yeah, I can't wait. It's just get the Redmen back on the pitch. The way we finished the season as well. It's a shame the season couldn't have gone on a little bit longer, because we probably would have eventually caught up City. No, that's probably a little bit too optimistic. But you look at last season and the troubles that everyone had with injuries. City were the only team that weren't really affected by it. If you take City out of our league last season, it was a good season. It was up at the top, lots of movement. I think there's been a running joke. There's a 4 or 5 teams won the league last season. So you take City out of it. It looked a lot closer than it actually finished.
I know you're a big fan of Thiago, mate, aren't you? And you were particularly enthralled by his performances at the back end of last season. He's not played much in the Euros, but what are your thoughts on him coming back in and him starting the season?
Yeah, I think his quality is evident. How he's been fitting into the team, and where he plays. There's lots of arguments of what he's actually been brought into the team to do. I think when he's on form and when he's in his element, I don't think there's a better player in the Premiership. I'd go as far as saying that. I think his quality is absolutely unbelievable. His vision, his skill. It's just about getting him to gel and working to Jurgen's system, I guess now. Hopefully everyone being back fit. I can't remember the last time I ever heard that for the start of a season, that everyone's fit. So, Jurgen must be rubbing his hands, dead excited to get all the players together.
Looking at that 34-man squad, I mean, I don't know whether you've seen the listing, but great to see Van Dijk, as you mentioned, Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, all there, and also Konate. What's been your feelings on Konate's signing? Is that something that excites you?
Yes and no. Probably more of a relief than an excitement. Knowing that we've added and we've got more depth. Again, you look back at last season. I don't think anyone could have predicted, how bad it was going to go at the back. We brought in Ben Davis and Kabak as well, and it was almost too little, too late. I guess. I think we should have acted a lot earlier than we did. And that's kind of what we've done now, I guess. We've going into pre-season, and we've got loads of quality at the back. So I think it's more of a reassurance rather than being excited about the back. I'm more excited to see Gomez and Virgil van Dijk back, probably more than any new signings coming in.
Of course. I mean, where do you stand on the Nat Phillips thing? There's a lot of links. I mean, he was brilliant towards the end of last season. There was a lot of links of him to go into maybe Aston Villa, Burnley, Newcastle, to name a few. I mean, where do you stand on that whole issue?
I'd be gutted to be left, to be honest. You look at how he developed and how he came on. If you imagine having Van Dijk next to him any point in the season, the running certainly. He was immense anyway. The running joke as well. He literally puts his head in anywhere, and he does, and he fights for the cause, fights for the team, and that's all you want. You want someone to put on red shirt, and play with the heart. You know, no fear, go in for, you know, whatever's needed. They'll put the head on the line, which he literally does.
Yeah, of course. I mean, looking at the midfield, we've got 7 senior midfielders on our books, which is probably enough, but there's a lot of clamour for us to replace Gini Wijnaldum. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Are you very much in the camp as we need one more?
Not really, no. I think it's hard to say because you take injuries out of it. You know, the squad the players and everything that we've got, and the system that Jurgen puts in place is good enough to beat anyone on the planet on the day. Injuries came in, we had to adapt how we were playing. I guess, you know, if you've got unlimited funds, you can go and do what City do and just, you know, you've got world class in every department, not just on the pitch, but also on the bench as well. We're not going to be able to do that. So I'd rather not bring someone in just for the sake of it, just to make up the numbers. You know, I think we proved last season that we can adapt. So if that does happen, you know, I think the biggest problem was back in the defence, but it seems like we've looked at that and kind of rectified it.
Well, yeah, I mean, looking at that, the defence, we've got a lot of players back there now. Reece Williams, obviously, Ben Davis, who no one knows whether there's going to be a place for him. Matt Phillips, obviously. Then we brought the new lad in, so that's going to be interesting to see that develop over the next few weeks. Just looking at the forward line, everyone I bring on this podcast are usually always all big fans of Harvey Elliott, and I'm a massive fan. I'm so excited to see what he can do. How do you feel about him? Do you think there's, you know, do you feel like there's a role for him to play this season, or do you think maybe he could benefit from another loan? No,
bring him in. He's been absolutely incredible. You know, he set the league alight. You know, when he went out on loan to Blackburn. Let's get him back and give him a chance. You know, there's plenty of games, there's plenty of competitions to play for as well. So even if, you know, we give him a run in the cups, for example, and then when he's needed, you know, we have him on the bench to bring off. Just being around, you know, if you look at what he'd done on loan, if you imagine how he would develop as a player, being in and around that squad next season, I can bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, I got quite excited the other day. I mean, there's a lot of people sort of looking at it and going, well, he plays in Mo Salah's position. Mo Salah doesn't like to be rotated or rested. But then I was thinking, well, you can move Mo into the centre and play Harvey Elliott where Mo plays. I mean, that would excite me, Harvey Elliott, Mo Salah and Mane. And from what you've just said there, what a great experience for him to be playing with those two players in a front line. I mean, it's exciting, isn't it?
It is. And you're talking about, Harvey Elliott, he almost is a winger. Mo Salah, he's been top scorer for the last couple of seasons. He's a winger, by nature, by definition of his position. He's a winger, he's not a striker. And so there's no reason why, I think Salah would be just as effective in the centre as putting him out wide.
Mm-hmm. If you're enjoying this video so far, please show your support for the Kenn7 channel by clicking the subscribe button, the like button, and also clicking the bell for future notifications. If you could also share the video on your Twitter and Facebook account, that will show YouTube's algorithm that you like our content. Do you know about Kenn7 merchandise? The link is in the description of this video. We have premium fanwear for fans covering Liverpool, Celtic and Scotland, and it's fanwear for young and old, so we have t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, caps, mugs, you name it, we've got it. Just something else to remember, every purchase that is made on our website, we donate to the Marina Dalglish Appeal, so you're helping a great cause as well. Just leaving football for a minute, mate. So, I mean, I know you as a musician, obviously we've sort of traded gigs over the years and what have you. You've done quite a few things sort of for the Liverpool community. I seem to remember you doing a charity record at some stage. What is, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've done, it was with the Ragamuffins. So we've done Si Senor a couple of years ago. I think it was 2019 now, actually. And all the proceeds to fans supporting food banks.
Brilliant.
A very important cause, very close to Liverpool's heart as well. and also the Blues over the other side of Stanley Park as well. You know, it has been a joint venture of the clubs coming together for the right cause, you know, for the community. And that even has stretched out right across the country now. It started going to Manchester as well. So Manchester started doing it as well.
That's brilliant.
And some of the others. So, you know, it was really important. You know, the club themselves, I think, that they buy a van or a minibus or something for them as well. So basically, you know, anyone that goes to the game, you'll see it a Anfield Road end. It's a big purple van, and people are just dropping off food hampers or, you know, giving donations, and they all do it. It's all voluntary how they do it, and then all the food goes to the food banks, and obviously supports families that are struggling to stock the cupboards, basically.
Of course, and you yourself, you know, you're a songwriter and a singer and a performer. The last release I saw of yours was a song called "Human," wasn't it?
Yes, it will have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that song. If you're watching this, go and find Mark's song "Human." It is absolutely brilliant. Is there anything else in the pipeline that you're doing at the moment, mate?
There is actually. I should have a copy somewhere here, somewhere in the studio. Anyway, I've just finished a brand new album.
Wow.
I say just finished it. It's been sat on my hard drive about 5 or 6 years now.
Right.
And it was when they came out. Rishi Sunak came out last year and said we all need to retrain. I was like, no, we don't. So, you know, we need to kind of come together as much as we can here and kind of fight for the arts, if you like. So I think almost out of protest, I didn't go out and get like a delivery job or anything like that, which lots of people done, because there were no gigs, there were no events. You know, it was the music industry and the events and hospitality in general. It was hit so hard. But I kind of used that downtime of no gigs to be able to focus on finishing my album. So I got all the files off, set them all up, and ended up inspiring me to add another 3 or 4 tunes as well. So the album, it's 16-track album, which is quite a long one. It's literally just shy of an hour long. And I've just got the masters back this week as well. So that's all going to be getting released probably at some point next month, I think now.
That's exciting, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned at the beginning that you founded Cop Connect, which is a large Facebook group. What was the aims behind that, and have they got any? You said have you got some sort of announcement coming up? Tell us.
Yeah, we've got a big announcement coming later. Is this going out today? Is it?
I'll get it out today. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is Friday the 9th of July. So we've got a big announcement coming a little bit later on today. That's going to be in the private groups, the Cop Connect groups, and then we'll be making a kind of a public announcement next week with the tickets on sale.
Brilliant.
We're doing a 3-day fan event in Vancouver in Canada later this year. So that's going to be between the 5th and the 7th of November. So all the info is going to be on our Cop Connect group or copconnect.com. But going back to the idea of kind of how Cop Connect was born, during the pandemic last year, there was like a small community of Reds kind of got together, and we were doing like a little Zoom call, and do a Reds somewhere in San Diego, in Palm Beach, grew up in Edmonton, over in Florida, Australia, UK, even Indonesia. You know, literally, it was like a little Zoom group, and everyone would just get together, just have a little chat, and this little network was kind of put together. So the idea was we kind of done some online chats. We got Steve McMahon, Bruce Stroblau done one with us as well. Phil Thompson done one, and there's another one, John Aldridge. And we started doing these Zoom calls, and it was basically chats with the players. So all these fans all around the world, we were having a Zoom chat with Liverpool legends, basically.
Brilliant.
And that's kind of where the idea of getting this Cop Connect community, literally just connecting Copites all over the world. That's kind of where that came from. Off the back of that, we're looking at events in Las Vegas, which we've done one a couple of years ago, actually. But now we're doing it under Cop Connect, and it's just a fantastic community which we've got online. And we've got the announcement going out later today. And we've got our first event in nearly 2 years now, obviously because of the pandemic. But we're looking forward to taking that to Vancouver in November.
It's brilliant, mate. That's brilliant. Well, listen, thanks very much for coming on. Really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon at a gig sometime.
My pleasure, mate. Lovely to see you.
Top man. Cheers.
See you later, mate. Bye.